Hail, traveler, come, rest a while. You seem burdened by your journey. Night has befallen us, and the lost roam these woods. If your ears allow it, I have tales for you. Hello everyone, Hyterion here. I wanted to make this video as I would like to bounce this idea off to anyone in the community that is interested. I really think this has the potential to change the meta for healers and DPS players, not just for PvE, but also PvP. This video will be fairly short and will consist of ideas why I think every healer and DPS should run Sword and Shield as their secondary weapon. I'd like any feedback regarding this build to see if it can be more refined and better applied to the game. Thank you. Before we get started with this video, I'd like to provide an overview to what this video will include. This will be broken down into 3 sections of the video: why you should use the Sword and Shield and what benefits it entails, how to build the Sword and Shield as a healer and DPS. I'll be using the newworlddb.info/build for this. I'll provide a link in the description. I'll be talking about weight classes and their benefits. For the why you should use Sword and Shield section, we will look at 3 main abilities and their respective talents in each ability. Whirling Blade. Deal 145% weapon damage to all foes within 2 meters with a cooldown of 15 seconds. It can be paired up with Opportunity talent to give it Rend, which will lower the enemy's armor, Tactical Strike, which will give it a 10% cooldown reduction for each enemy hit. Secondly, Reverse Stab. A stab attack that will deal 175% weapon damage and a cooldown of 20 seconds. It can be coupled with Unstoppable Stab, which will apply the stab with a grit, meaning it can't be stopped. And Tactician, on successful hit, all sword cooldowns are reduced by 25%. We have Defiant Stance as our third ability. For 8 seconds, reduce all incoming base damage from attackers by 30%. It can be selected with Final Countdown, giving you 20% damage reduction if your health is above 50%, and Restoration, gaining 15% of your max health when Defiant Stance ends. Then finally we have the Leadership talent. While holding a sword, all group members' damage is increased by 10%. This could be possibly stacked. I have yet to test this, as anyone that's played New World knows that grinding mastery with weapons is pretty difficult. So if anyone knows about this or has tested about it, please let me know. What's to summarize all this up? Whirling Blade can be applying Rend to lower enemies' armor. Backstab causing a 100% cooldown reduction when you hit 4 enemies, which means that if you pop Defiant Stance and it heals you, you can use Backstab to get Defiant Stance back right away. Defiant Shield can be used as a 15% health restore, which can be stacked with the Recuperation talent, giving you an extra 10%. Leadership can cause that 10% damage boost to allies, with of course the possibility of being stacked. Moving on, I will show you an example of how you can use Backstab with Defiant Stance to provide yourself with back-to-back continual heals for any DPS, for any healer. So I'm going to be using the New World database. I'll provide the link in the description. I know there's supposed to be 20 points here, but I cannot use, for whatever reason, all 20 points. I can only seem to use 19. Basically, I went down in the previous part, Whirling Blade with its talents, and Reverse Stab with its talents, and then Defiant Stance with its talents. I made sure I picked Recuperation. All incoming healing and regeneration is increased by 10%. This stacks well with the 15% max health that Defiant Stance gives you. Also grant additional 15% armor from Sturdy Shield, and elemental resistance, reduce all magical type by 10%. In terms of the extra side talents, I went with Empowered Stab. This can also be paired with a Freeing Justice to lose 1 debuff. If I had that extra point, I'd put it into here. I also have Achilles Heel. Third attack causes 20% slow for 2 seconds, which can be paired with Opportunist, deal more damage to slowed foes. Precision for more critical strike chance, which can be paired with critical precision for more haste once you do a crit chance. And you can pair the Defiant stance with healing yourself, allowing yourself to deal more damage when you're at full health. And of course, we're topping it off with leadership here. Now moving on to talking about weight classes and benefits. Light class. While wearing light armor, your dodge is a quick roll. That covers a lot of distance. Light armor tends to be less protective. However, you gain a 20% damage bonus while in light armor. Weight category, a damage increase also affects your healing output, which is really nice. Normal, in this case, is also medium. While wearing normal weight armor, you dodge as a quick hop. This is a good balance between protection and mobility. You deal 10% damage, and crowd control debuffs you apply last 10% longer. The damage increase also affects your healing output. The heavyweight class. While wearing heavy armor, you dodge as a slow sidestep. Heavy armor limits your mobility but offers the best damage mitigation. Your block stability is increased by 15%, and the crowd control debuffs you apply last 20% longer. Overall, looking at this, the DPS want to be staying in the lightweight armor class, while the tank and the healer generally want to be staying in the heavyweight armor class. The reason why DPS wants to stay in the light armor class is because of that huge 20% damage bonus while they're fighting. The damage bonus will allow them to apply more damage, kill mobs faster, self-explanatory. The reason why tanks and healers want to be in the heavy class is tanks will allow them to block better. It will better damage mitigation. Same thing with healers. The less you have to heal yourself as a healer, the more you're healing your teammates, and you'll be less on cooldown trying to heal yourself overall. Basically, using the tier 5 faction reward shop for any faction, there's a round shield that you can buy with a weight of only 2.7. This round shield shouldn't move the lightweight class DPS players to medium class, which means that they should still be able to retain a 20 damage % bonus while having a round shield and being able to run the Defiant stance and the backstab with the tactician. I personally don't run light armor, so if any players that run light armor can let me know if this actually does keep you in the lightweight class, that would be great. As for healers, run a shield with a sword. You can run leadership, help your DPS with an extra 10% damage boost by pulling out the sword, and you'll have a quick access 15% heal to use on yourself instead of having to use one of your healing abilities, which can be used to heal the tank or the DPS. With that being said, do try this build out. I would recommend it. I honestly think it's meta. It will change the PvP and PvE aspect of the game. Give it a try. Thank you.